Hey everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of May the Force Be With Who, episode 21, and this is going to be my review of Doctor Strange from Marvel. Alright, now before I get into my review, I want to ask a question out there because I kind of don't understand that when you go to a movie and you're by yourself and there's all those empty seats around you and everything, and you get a good spot and you're entrenched, you got your drink, you're ready to go. And then as people mill in and they've got all the whole rest of the theater to choose from, they decide to sit near you. It's just something I've never really understood, and just wondering, if anybody out there in, YouTube land or whatever has ever experienced the same thing. But anyway, it's just kind of odd. Alright, so the holiday movie season got kicked off today with a bang with the release of Marvel Studios' latest outing, Doctor Strange. Now, as everybody knows, Doctor Strange is not A-list type hero, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of, goes under the radar. He's not as famous as Captain America or Spider-Man, Iron Man, the Hulk, etc., etc., etc. So, like with the different movies that Marvel has done over the last few years, like Guardians of the Galaxy was a type of space opera, and Ant-Man was kind of a heist film, how to sell the Doctor Strange film is that it's this kind of mind-bending, perception-building, or bending, mystic movie with also some character redemption in it. And Benedict Cumberbatch plays Doctor Strange, the title character, and we're all used to Cumberbatch playing kind of an arrogant prick in the Sherlock series on BBC and PBS, and he kind of plays the same character in this film. Well, not exactly the same. He's an arrogant prick, but a different kind of arrogant prick, more self-absorbed and in it for the glory, as far as he's a world-class neurosurgeon who has an accident. And this is not a spoiler because, one, it's in the trailer, and two, this character has been around for decades, and the origin is known. He's in a car accident and he severely injures his hands, and he's not able to perform surgeries, and it just messes with his whole character and everything. So he goes looking for a cure to heal his hands, and he ends up overseas in Nepal thinking he's getting this Far East mystic cure, and it's actually learning how to become a sorcerer. Now, I'm not going to get into big spoiler details. The supporting cast in this film was outstanding. We had Chiwetel Ejiofor playing Baron Mordo. You had Benedict Wong playing, ironically enough, Wong. Mads Mikkelsen, who will be playing Jyn Erso's father in the upcoming Rogue One, Galen Erso. He was the villain in this film, Caecilius. Ooh, that's a mouthful. And stealing pretty much the whole movie was Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. Now, I know there's been a lot of kind of backlash and a lot of guff about how they whitewashed the character of the Ancient One, which is normally a Oriental character, and it was being played by a middle-aged white English female. But she's awesome in this flick. I mean, she's funny, she kicks ass in some fight scenes, and she was one of the highlights of the film. Chiwetel Ejiofor was good. Benedict Wong had some really humorous parts in it. Once again, with Marvel movies, the kind of thing is that they underuse Mads Mikkelsen. But Marvel kind of has that track record with underusing their villains. I mean, the only villains that really get any play in their movies at all is Tom Hiddleston as Loki, and then Hugo Weaving got a little bit in the first Captain America movie as Red Skull. But Mikkelsen was a bit underused, but it was still it's still a damn fine movie. And when he's on screen, he's got menace, and it explains the reason for his menace and his character motivations, so at least we understand why he's doing what he's doing. Now, the visuals in this film, if you've seen any of the trailers or you've seen any of the commercials, that's got all them buildings bending, kind of like Inception. Well, this movie, as far as the visuals, kicks Inception's ass. Director Scott Derrickson did a fantastic job with the visuals in this film. So, and I can only imagine, I went and saw it in standard 2D, so I can only imagine what it looked like in 3D. It was trippy as hell just in normal 2D. So if I go back and see it again, I might go spring for 3D because the visuals are just out of this world. There's some good gags in the film. There's a lot of action. The cloak of levitation is there's some really cool gags with that, and then some other Doctor Strange staples. The Eye of Agamotto, and I'm kind of geeking out with a little bit of what I do know about the Doctor Strange character. Really, my only real exposure to the character had been the Lionsgate animated Marvel movie, which was also a Doctor Strange origin story involving Dormammu, which I'm not going to get into spoilers, but Dormammu does make an appearance in this film. Yeah, it's a very solid entry in the Marvel franchise, the expanded universe. Enjoyed it immensely. I'm gonna give it about a 7.5 out of 10. The only real gripes with the film is that they just really didn't use Mads Mikkelsen enough. Oh, and I forgot to mention Rachel McAdams as well as in the supporting cast. She plays Dr. Christine Palmer, a colleague slash love interest to Stephen Strange, and she's really good in this movie as well. On a side note, there were some awesome trailers today in front of the movie. Now, of course, Rogue One, the final trailer, which I discussed in episode 20 of May the Force Be With Who, played in front of this, as well as the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and, oh yeah, the new Wonder Woman trailer. And wow, if you've not seen the new Wonder Woman trailer yet, get on YouTube, look it up. It's fantastic. The battle scenes on Themyscira and introducing the character of Diana, meeting Chris Pine's Steve Trevor, and being brought into the whole World War I setting. I mean, the Comic-Con trailer for this movie was fantastic, but the trailer that they released yesterday that just dropped for Wonder Woman, which is not coming out until next June, unfortunately, it's amazing. And seeing it on the big screen today, it was just wow. I cannot wait for the Wonder Woman movie. It's going to be awesome. As well as getting to see the Rogue One trailer and the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer. And also there was a trailer for the new Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal sci-fi thriller called Life. If you've not seen that trailer, look it up. It looks like a pretty intense kind of movie with a little bit of harking in towards the original Alien. So those are some trailers they showed before the film today. So if you've not seen any of those, check those out. Do stay. If you do see Doctor Strange this weekend or in the days coming up, do stay, because there are 2 end credit scenes. There's one midway through the credits that is setting up one of the coming up Marvel movies. I'm not going to mention who. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it's an entertaining end credit scene. And then at the very end, there's another end credit scene that's more related to the Doctor Strange movie and where this franchise might go forward. So don't leave the theater after the movie ends. There's end credits, but it's Marvel, so you should expect that. Quick Star Wars news, by the way. There is a brand new 3D Blu-ray edition that has come out, and director J.J. Abrams has done commentary on The Force Awakens, so that's one of the caveats to everybody going out and buying the Blu-ray again to hear commentary from J.J. Abrams, as well as maybe see it in 3D. But he drops kind of a bombshell that about Rey and Kylo Ren. Now, if a lot of you remember in the film, after Finn and Rey and BB-8 escape Jakku in the Millennium Falcon, and that poor little First Order officer goes and tells Kylo that the droid has left Jakku with FN-2187, and he's like, the droid stole a freighter. And then, he force chokes him, and then he throws his temper tantrum with the lightsaber on the thing, and then he's like, there was also a girl, and he goes, what girl? And kind of maybe setting up that Kylo knows who Rey is. Well, evidently in the director's commentary, J.J. Abrams explicitly states that Kylo Ren and Rey have never met up until their climactic meeting towards the end of The Force Awakens, when he has her captive, and then of course their lightsaber duel at the end of the film. So all the theories about maybe that Kylo was the one that put Rey on Jakku, J.J. Abrams has squashed that. So according to J.J. Abrams, Kylo Ren and Rey had not met until the events of The Force Awakens. However, he does go on to say that Kylo is aware of who Rey is. So if you're going to shell out the extra bucks to get the Force Awakens Blu-ray DVD, you get to hear the J.J. Abrams commentary, probably a lot better than me relaying it back to you, but that's a little bit of Star Wars news I have. But hey, it's holiday movie season. We are a little over a month away from Rogue One. Yay! So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for episode 21 of May the Force Be With Who. And everybody out there, thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.